ultimate VIP package for wrestling card collectors, For just $19.99 per month, you get 40 pounds of Whatnot discount codes, entry to a monthly giveaway with epic prizes, entry to an exclusive VIP-only free break, and free grading from MGC, and so much more. Dig it? Message the team on Instagram for more details. Ooh, yeah!
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Cardtricks episode number 2, Vive Le Backlash 2024. Jamie...
Sac de bonbon.
Lloydy will be doing his entire show in French. That's what you said to me, Lloydy, wasn't it?
Merde.
Beautiful. I think that's the first French word where we all learned it. Merde, and that's about it, really.
Merde. You have to say it like Napoleon's losing the war. Merde.
Did you see that Napoleon movie?
No. I heard it was shit.
Yeah, I heard it was shit as well and didn't watch it.
But I haven't got around to it yet. I will do.
Yeah, I'll always give these things a chance, but I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Will do.
So, no Chris on this episode. Chris is very sadly fighting laryngitis, which is not the best.
He's got the Johns. The John laryngitis is...
So, yeah, it's been going around his family. So, yeah, thoughts to Chris at the minute as he tries to rescue his voice for next time around. So, yeah, you got me and Lloydy for the bonus show for Cardtricks this month. So, we're going to run through Backlash. Of course, it was over in France. Lloydy, before we start talking about Backlash, did you watch the SmackDown that was on at actual UK proper time, like French? It's like 6 o'clock French time they aired it. Did you watch the live show or not?
I didn't actually watch it. I can't remember what I was doing, but no, I didn't actually watch it. I know that Chris from Cardtricks Chris ran a break at the time that it was on, which is
a nice change.
You know what I mean? But no, I don't remember watching that one live. I watched Backlash with Cardtricks, which is the first time I've watched the pay-per-view with Cardtricks, which was very good, and we'll get into that in a sec. But I didn't watch SmackDown live, as it were.
Actual live.
Mind the pun. But yeah, I didn't. Did you?
No, I didn't. We were away this weekend, so I only saw Backlash over sort of the weekend, so I didn't watch any of it live. But I mean, yeah, I think we could probably talk about in a bit more detail now. I think everyone's talking about how loud the crowd were, how nuts they were, and how sort of high on life they were, the French.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like it's like the Holy Trinity, because you have the production, you have the fans, and you have what's going on in the ring. And when it all sings together, it is amazing, right? So so many times people obviously have a go about the fact that, you know, the fans take over the show. The Raw after Mania is always the fans take over the show, right? But I don't think it was. I wouldn't say that was the case in Backlash.
I don't know.
I more so say that the crowd was hyped. They were hyped all the way through the show. I have no idea what they were chanting half the time. I'm pretty sure it's just like you can make it up as you go along. Like half the time I thought they were singing Sac de Bonbon. Half the time I thought they were singing about Jean Bombers. But I have no idea. But they seem to be having the time of their lives.
Jeez, as the show went on, they were getting more and more having the time of their life, weren't they? Absolutely buzzing by the end of the show.
They loved it. I think it was just like this repression of that they haven't had.
I think exactly that's it.
You know.
I think that's exactly it. Like, you know, there are new markets, there are things they haven't experienced before. And okay, yes, they're pay-per-views, but they're not really pay-per-views. They're like the rebellions to the insurrections that we had back in the day. Really, these shows, aren't they? Like nothing's really going to happen.
Well, that's the problem with it, is that any show after Mania is troublesome anyway, because very rarely do you see movements. I mean, the whole point of Mania is it's the end of a story and it's a start of a new book, start of a new chapter of a new book, all in one, right? And this is like chapter 1 of the new book, and you can't make an earthquake in chapter 1 because the narrative won't make sense. No. Unless somebody, retains past at Mania and they drop the belt afterwards, kind of thing. I mean, that very rarely happens, but I think it was a pure. There's no technical name for it in wrestling, is there? Like the pay-per-view after Mania should have it's like a rubber pay-per-view kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? It needs like a name. Like it's just a rubber stamp kind of thing. It doesn't really mean much.
No.
But the France made it mean something, so that was great,
I think having it last
France.
year, was it in Puerto Rico last year as well? That kind of made Backlash feel a bit more important as well. I think that's probably a good idea going forward, having it somewhere different where it makes it feel a bit more than just that pay-per-view after Mania,
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it was a real great decision for what they did for them over there. It's not just the UK and Germany. You've got so many other European countries that love wrestling. And at the end of the day, I wish that they all get one if they're up for it. Like a big Italian show would be great.
Portuguese show, Lisbon or
Portuguese show. Yeah, I think it would be really good, for them to go around everywhere. Europe is a massive place. Yeah. I don't think America kind of understands really how big a continent it is, really. You know what I mean? It's a big old place with a lot of wrestling fans in a lot of different countries. So
I think as well, if any American fans haven't seen football, the different leagues and stuff, you see how wild the crowds are in the Bundesliga and the Liga and stuff like that. It just ripples through all sports in Europe, really. So more for it.
Well, I think the problem is, it's not really a problem because it's been true, right? The biggest fans of WWE, the biggest fans of professional wrestling in Europe have been synonymously since the 80s. It's been the UK.
Okay, it's been us, yeah.
And it's been Germany. And they've always been the focal points. And I can understand that. You look at AEW, Tony Khan has said that they're not going to run a big show anywhere else in Europe. It's going to be in the UK. And it's understandable, right? But I think WWE reaches so far that it can open up a bit more, to be honest. So good on them.
Yes, I would say we'll do some more wrestling news. We've had all the news of Mania and stuff on the pod next week. But let's get into Backlash. A real only sort of short card as such, just under 3 hours, 5 matches, a bit more like a takeover feel to it. But we open the show with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. So the match opens up with a bit of brawling amongst security and one another. Nick Aldis enters the ring, has a massive pop, says he needs to be a street fight, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts for any idea of something else going on. Then the match starts off with brawling throughout the crowd, around the announce desks. Orton hits 2 spinning backdrops on Tama Tonga on each announce table, and they just get a variety of shots out. And every time a weapon gets pulled out from underneath the ring, the crowd are just going nuts for kendo sticks, trash cans, and everything else like that. Lloydy, the beginning of this match, what do you think of it being made into a street fight? Do you think it was a good move to do to get everyone excited more than they were already?
I think it was, you had to do something to upgrade the jeopardy of the match. The reason being is because it's really weird actually, because Chris from Cardtricks did a poll on the watch along of who do you think would win the match, and I actually think the majority people watching thought Kevin Owens and Orton are going to win the match, which is a bit of a strange one because you then kill any momentum the bloodline are going to have, right? Straight off the bat. So I think it was quite easy to say really that the bloodline were going to win. It's just you had to up that jeopardy, right? Of would they, wouldn't they, kind of thing. And I think it was done very well. I enjoyed the match. I I didn't think there was any real big surprises other than the end of it, really. I mean, we can talk about it, right?
Yeah, of
so
course, yeah.
Tangalau came out and helped them win. So Tangalau is actually he's Tamatonga's brother. So, but I think, isn't it Tangalau is actually Haku's son?
That's right.
And Tamatonga's the adopted son of Haku.
Yeah.
So they're brothers, like adopted brothers or something like that. But they are GOD, Gorillas of Destiny, from New Japan and many other promotions. Are they now Gorillas of Bloodline? Gob. G-O-B.
Yeah, potentially.
Gob. So it was just nice because I didn't know because everyone was been talking about oh god, the other one
Jacob
coming
Fatu.
over. Jacob Fatu. I couldn't remember the other Fatu. Fatu number 4, right?
Yeah.
Or 5 if you can count Rikishi.
Rikishi,
as well, right?
yeah.
So everyone's been talking about that. Nobody's really talked about Tangalau, to be honest. No. So I think that was probably the biggest surprise of the night.
Yeah.
That it wasn't the other Fatu, it was Tangalau that showed up. I didn't know that Tangalau had finished up in New Japan.
I don't think many people did realise, actually. I think, like you said, I think they're thinking it was later on in the year. I think Jacob Fatu's contract, I think that's up later in the summer, I think, as well. So it's kind of like people are expecting these things, but yeah, for it to play out already, that's mental, really.
Well, the thing is, like, as well, if you think about it as well, because they have another brother as well, Hikaleu. I never say his name right. Hikaleu. And he's the big old boy, and he's like 7 foot tall, he's a big boy. I'd imagine he's going to come across as well.
Makes sense too.
And if they've got the other Fatu, well, that's 5 of them.
I mean, if you're New Japan and you've still got Hikaleo signed until post G1, you'll be like, yeah, you're going out the door, aren't you? I can sense it. You can just see it building.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, and this is I'm already thinking about 20 steps ahead, and maybe I shouldn't do. But when the new bloodline all falls apart, when they get beaten by the old bloodline, what they're going to do with the new bloodline? Like, are they just going to disperse? Like, how do you get how do you get them to disperse at some point? It's one of those things of like, it's not just a faction, it's family, you know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do in the coming years with this, because I just can't fathom in my mind right now, how is it all going to
It's also
come together and break apart, then come together and break apart again, you know. So,
and the new bloodline now looks quite heavy that side. The old bloodline, okay, we may have the Usos back together. You've got Roman Reigns. It's like actually who makes up the rest of the other side if you are doing the war game stuff. But it's all good.
Sammy,
yeah, makes sense.
But it's, I mean, if you just get Jacob in, then that's 4-on-4, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good. I'm looking forward to it so far. So. But I mean, the rest of the match was just a bit of a plunder match, really. Loads of tables being broken. Owen sat 4 chairs in the ring, and there was a brainbuster through the chairs, and it finished up, like you said, with Tangaloa coming in, pulling the ref out, and then we had a Uranagi on the chairs, and then a spike for the win. So just under 20 minutes before you open the match. Lloydy, do you like the match? Do you enjoy it as an opener?
Yeah, it was right for an opener. It was great.
I thought it was good as well.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all.
Me. Right, up next, we had the triple threat match for the women's title. Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Bayley. All coming in to enter. The crowd goes absolutely nuts for Naomi's entrance with all the light waving and everything else like that. We had all the Bayley singing and all the Hey Baby chants and just typical European crowds and stuff. So, yeah, really good opener for those to come through. Match opens up, lots of arm drags, lots of rolls, very, very quick opener. And then we have a really good sort of triple threat match between them all, really. Tiffany Stratton looking the right standout here. Lloydy, what do you think of this?
To be honest, I kind of zoned out on this one more than all of the matches, to be honest. I think this one for me was like, if you put those 3 together, obviously Trinity's not going to win. I think Chris thought from Cardtricks thought that Tiffany might have a shot of winning. I think that was his big big thing on the night that they might just swap it over to Tiffany quickly because of the popularity, because that's immense right now. So I just thought it was going to be like triple threat match. I thought it was going to be quite quick and easy, to be honest, and I think that's what it turned out to be. Really, it was. I don't think it was a showstopper match. It didn't really capture my attention too much on the night. It was just kind of one of those. I wouldn't say a pee break one, but I'm not a massive Bayley fan. I'm not going to say I am, to be honest. So her run to the title and now this, I just don't really care, to be honest.
I get the feeling with the match that it was very much a way of trying to put Tiffany over. She had some really strong moments in there. Yeah. She hit the Alabama Slam on top of the announce table to both of them, and they had like loads of different stuff around the outside for her. Naomi done a really cool blockbuster off the barricade over on the floor, which was quite nice. And just some really good spots. So for a triple threat match, I thought this was all right. And again, a fairly quick match. But yeah, Bayley retains, as we probably thought at this point. I think I
take your word for it, Jamie. I like really zoned out, to be honest, man.
No, cool.
But, yeah.
I think this is definitely building to Tiffany Stratton doing more, and they kept saying on commentary she's going to be the future of the division. So maybe she's the one that defeats Bayley. We'll have to wait and see ultimately.
I'm not there with Tiffany, to be honest. I know that she's very popular and everyone like has got this thing for Tiffany at the minute. Her cards like are through the roof. I get it. I can understand it, but it's just, I'm just not on board yet. Give me a couple of months. No doubt I will be. I'll be like, yes, I'm late to the party, but I'm here. But yeah, just not yet.
Have you got any Tiffany cards or not? Have you got any Tiffany
pieces? No, I've stayed away. I wish I did, but even her silvers are going for mental money. So I wish I did, but no, not. I mean, out of that like division, like the NXT girls, I wish me just part of me just thinks I should have invested in it just as a prospect, basically. I think that's the biggest miss so far of my PCing career. So,
I think that you just don't know what to pick up and what to prospect, really. You just don't know what's happening in them, really. So, we'll wait and see.
Well, look at where Cora is now and look where she is now.
Well, there you go, you see. Right, third match, 3 out of 5. So the next match we had Damian Priest and Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight title. Again, both of the enter, crowd again loving life as best they can with the Jey Uso entrance. I think that's the video that's kind of done the rounds the most, is the yeet movements and the hand movements around the crowd. Really, not really my sort of cup of tea this match, really. A bit sort of, I'd say boring, but not very great for me. Back and forth kind of stuff, whips to the corner, a bit slow going. Then we had the running.
There were quite a bit of flips, though. There were quite a bit of flips. Yeah, few flips. There was quite a, Jay was running about quite a lot, throwing himself about a bit. I thought you'd like a bit of that.
I mean, it got going. It took a little while to get going for me. I mean, when we started getting some suicide dives, and I always like a little bit of interference here and there, and that was quite nice seeing him take out JD, and we also had Balor come in who took out with a spear. Quite a nice
massive heat, but man,
your mate, sorry,
he's got JD McDonough, massive heat, man.
Yeah, I think he actually said that to him as well. Actually, I couldn't hear it very well. I'm sure he said to him, "Get your big head out of here" or something.
But, they all know, though. It's funny. Yeah. They all know that he's got a massive head. I think they take the piss out of him for it.
But but near the end of the match, we had a few super kicks back and forth and sort of super kick partying going on. Match finishes up though with Balor coming in, trying to get involved. It all goes sort of towards Priest's way without him not really wanting to get involved. And then we had the South of Heaven off the top rope for a massive finish, just over 15 minutes. So, did you enjoy the match, Lloydy? Are you a fan of Damian Priest? I
actually did enjoy the match. I definitely think there was pacing issues, 100%. I have a problem with them obviously booking Damian Priest like this at the minute, like a weak champion because of interference, and he doesn't want the interference, which evidently is going to make him into a strong champion. But at the minute, I just because the reason that he's going to need the interference is because he's about to lose the match, right?
Oh, this is exactly it. There was a point where he had his foot put on the rope by JD to save the match, but had that not happened, he would have lost it. So it's just like, you're going to make him look. You're going to make him look like a weak champion, and I've got a lot of time for Damien Priest. I've seen him in death matches over in the UK and stuff like that in a different lifetime when he was a different name and stuff like that. But he was he's really great. He's really good fun to watch. He's a big old boy as well, right? He's a proper unit. He's a big unit. Don't know how long he's got because that sounds really horrible and sinister. But I mean, his age, right? He's creeping up to his 40s. I think he's probably 39, 40 anyway. But he's no spring chicken. But he's great in the ring. I think he's maximised his prime wrestling years, because wrestling years are always like 35 to 40, aren't they? Yeah.
The big years. He's maximised those years quite well, and I think we're getting to see the best of him now, and I think it's great. I really do. Yeah. Very encouraged by it. I think Jay is actually quite a good foil for him. I think they actually work quite well together as like a bit of a dynamic. I honestly, granted, I wish it was a better match, but I just thought that the match lacked some ideas that I think they could have done, but I think they were underpinned by the fact that you needed the other Judgment Day members to interfere somewhat in it. So I did find it weird that Dominic wasn't there, though.
Yeah, I think they are definitely doing this whole split thing, aren't they? I can see them. Maybe they'll have Finn and JD as a tag team. Dom goes off and does his own thing when Rhea comes back, and they obviously have that split. And then Damien Priest just carries on his own. It doesn't seem like they're going to be doing stuff together really at this point, you know?
Well, it feels weird. Like, since Mommy left, it feels like Dominic's just fucked off.
I think Dom's injured, I think.
Is he injured? Is he? I don't know.
I think there was a thing last week he's actually injured, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But really, I mean, your prediction of the Judgment Day ending at WrestleMania, we all like, nah, that didn't happen kind of thing. But you may be right, but just a couple of months late. I can see it continuing on without Damien Priest for a bit and then probably dissolving. Maybe Finn takes over it. There may be a bit of a... I mean, we all saw what AJ Styles was wearing at the end of that match, right? On his match. I mean, I'm not skipping forward, but his attire looked very, very in line of the purples, Black right? So I was like, I was kind of like, is that supposed to be a thing going forward? Maybe, I don't know. So, I don't know. I mean, I would say it's interesting, but I've never really cared about the Judgment Day, so
I think
we'll see what happens.
I think we'll probably get, if they do the split, I can see them doing Priest and Jay versus JD and Finn. I can see that probably being just a match on a B show somewhere. That can be that friendship that they've already kept trying to do with Jay and Priest. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens for the next show is the Saudi show, which is King of the Ring. So I guess we won't get much with Priest then. So we've got a bit of a break for his next match. So
yeah, I mean, I just don't know what the plan. I mean, potentially that's a good thing, but I don't know what the plan is for Damien Priest going forward.
No,
I would actually love. I mean, it would be great, wouldn't it, that if he actually lost it to Rhea when she comes back.
Jesus.
I think that would be amazing.
That could happen. Like, they could push her into doing something and being something crazy like that. You don't know.
I don't know, but I think that would be so funny. Like, just why not? Fuck it. I think it would be really entertaining to watch, to be honest.
Have her win the Money in the Bank and then cash in on Priest.
stranger things have happened in WWE, right?
Yep, 100%. Right, let's move on to match number 4 of the night, 4 out of 5. So the Kabuki Warriors versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Match starts off with lots of back and forth and lots of interfering. Now, throughout the entire match, we had the Kabuki Warriors being pure heel, as you would expect them to be, doing things behind the ref's back and lots of things getting taken control. Match opened up really well for me, and I really enjoyed this match. Go into a bit more detail later on about maybe a slight botch cock-uppy type stuff in it. But I thought the match itself actually flowed really well. Lots of, high-flying stuff. I think Jade Cargill looked quite good in this match. I think tag team is probably the best way to go with her at this point, and it made her look good.
Yeah.
What do you think of this match, Lloyd, in general?
Well, it was the only match that I kind of knew that they were going to win and get the titles. To be honest, it was time. The thing is, I love them two together, and obviously it's going to end in them having a feud at some point. Mm-hmm. It's fine. I love this. I think it's great. I think they're very well matched together, and I think they're going to make a very good matchup in the future together. I'm really looking forward to it. I would say, though, because a lot of their offense is just shed load of power moves, right? Which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love their power moves, but it just feels like they're quite slow because of it. Like the transition between X, Y, and Z, I think really suffers because of it's just power move after power move. And I just think the flow of their work, it does stutter. I'm saying that really slowly, like I'm stuttering, but it's very similar. But I did love it. I think it's quite refreshing seeing, two powerhouse girls being tagged together who basically, put them together. Jesus Christ, they're a force and a half. They probably are the best tag team, female tag team we'll ever see, in my opinion.
I mean, they looked the part ridiculous as well. Like at the end where they were posing with the belts, like they just looked like a team that you could heavily promote on any TV, on SNL or any of these chat shows. Like they just looked like monsters, and it was really, really good.
They've got all the charisma. They've got everything. The total package. They really are. They are. I know that it's going to end up at some point of them feuding against each other. Hopefully at Mania next year. That'd be amazing, right? But I don't know if that's going to last for a year, to be honest.
Because they kept talking to them on commentary about being superheroes and stuff. I wonder if they're going to do like a Mega Powers type thing, have them doing the Macho Man and Hulk thing and have them split up and then finish off at Mania. That just seems to be the way they could maybe do that,
I think the problem that they have is, and a lot of this, and we've talked about this on our show many times, is that you're only as good as your opponents. And when you get these two together, who do you actually put against them who are viable? I mean, the women's tag team division has always suffered, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's always been the butt of the joke, apart from the 24/7 champion. It's always been the butt of the joke of the wrestling divisions, because it's just lame, and you have one or two teams basically at a time. You don't have like a stable amount of teams who are viable to face each other like the men's would have. So, but I think that's going to be the problem with it. It's are you going to have enough viable entities to go against these girls time and time again for a year? No. So you're going to see them probably intermittently on TV, which then devalues their stock. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a bit of a dual-edged sword, really. So I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I say this most of the matches at the minute coming out of it. I don't know really what's going to happen with them going forward, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think that's amazing. I never would have thought I'd see a tag team of Jade and Bianca Belair. Like go back a year and a half. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Like it's insane. Crazy. So what was this spot you saw that was a bit of a
I think
F up?
I haven't really looked into it much, but ultimately there was a load of stuff. So Jade got the hot tag and she was hitting stinger splashes in each corner and she was like going mad on the Kabuki Warriors. That she hit a two-handed choke.
I hate that, by the way. I hate the stinger splash.
Really?
It's like, I really think anyone who does a stinger splash, I'm like, oh,
They even call it the
leave
stinger
it with
splash
Sting
now as well, which is crazy.
I'm like, please just leave it with Sting. let
the
it go
alone.
with him. Leave it alone, yeah.
But yeah, she'd done all that, and then after this, Asuka breaks up the pin, and then they start putting in like some arm bars and stuff. And then they got to the ropes, and then the ref was telling, "Oh, you're not the legal woman. You're not the legal woman." And then it all kind of like went to shit because like it seemed like Kari didn't know where she was. Asuka should have been in the ring, and it kind of all went a bit weird. And then they had to do a rerun of the armbar stuff again. So she then hit the armbar and the double chokeslam, and then Bianca Belair then came back into the ring. So it's like either Bianca should have come in or Asuka should.
They kind of like carried it. You're not the legal person, but they kind of just carried on, didn't
Yeah,
it? It
exactly.
was really weird. I remember that.
And then Asuka then went to pull Bianca Belair, and they'd done this 4-way spot about them all doing arm bars together. So we had like 3 runs of arm bars, and then it went back to normal. So I don't know who.
I do like though when you get like submission moves and they get picked up and they get slammed. I always think that that's like show of strength, right? That's what it is, really. Of like getting someone from a seated position and sticking them on the back of their head.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's really cool. I think it's very well suited for Jade and Bianca, right? So it was really cool. I enjoyed it.
I think Jade as well, like when she was like say powering out, then getting her into the jaded position, like so many different maneuvers to get her into that position. It really, and same with Bianca, like getting them in the KOD from an armbar. It's like, Jesus, that takes some serious strength. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what these two do. Maybe they'll reignite this sort of tag division, but we'll wait and see. And then we move.
I doubt it, but
I mean, let's be hopeful. We'll never know.
Let's be hopeful, but come on.
It did remind, because they actually said that the women's titles, when they first done it, they'd be across all brands, and I don't think they've ever really done that. So it would be nice to maybe if they do go.
No,
back.
they have,
Are they?
but they just. But the problem is who do you defend it against?
Yeah.
Because nobody really. You normally have one tag team that holds the belt, and then you just fight against random people who are teamed up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't really work, to be honest.
I'm sure Natalia will get a tag team title shot at some point. She always seems to get a tag title
probably.
shot.
Yeah, probably.
Right, we'll go to the main event then. So, main event, Cody and AJ Styles. So, Lloyd, you mentioned this earlier about him wearing this purple outfit. Now, the commentator said that it's because that's what he wore to beat Dusty Rhodes for the NWA title for TNA in 2003. So, I went back and had a look at this. Okay, it was purple, but AJ Styles in 2003 was wearing like all purple trunks, all purple boots. There was no black on it, and it was totally different. So, I mean, if he was trying to, it didn't look very close to what he was actually wearing. So, I think you're probably more inclined there with the Judgment Day look, to be fair.
I mean, it was Judgment Day colours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nothing like the TNA one that he was wearing, honestly. Like, it was white and purple for the TNA match.
Yeah, I don't know. But I thought it was a good match.
I did too.
I thought AJ looks brilliant. Like, I know he's not old, but he's no spring chicken anymore. Let's just say that. But I thought he looked absolutely amazing. Yeah. Like his physique at the minute is, since he's been away and come back again, he really looks like $1 million.
He looks like 10 years younger, if that makes sense. Like, he looks better than he did when he first came back, you know. He's on a good regime.
He looks like a juiced up, very, very well looked after Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
A clean Dave Grohl.
A clean Dave Grohl. But no, honestly, he's always been one of my favourites. Like, to see him wrestle over here in Indies. I saw him wrestle over here defending the New Japan belt, the IWGP, for the first time ever. It got defended over in the UK. I saw that of him doing that. I saw him versus Ospreay and some nonce we won't talk about. Like, he's just amazing. The work he puts in and has always put in is really second to none, and I love him for that. I really do. And seeing him in the main event in Europe as well, where he's universally loved, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everyone loves AJ. It's just a testament to AJ and a testament to WWE for recognising that as well. I thought it was really good.
I thought
the match was the match. Yeah, the match was the match of the night, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's put no bones about it. It was, I think it went on maybe a bit too long, but I thought it was a good old spot fest a lot of the time. I think it was really good. The I'm not sure if it was a bot. The second, when he did the Cody, oh God, what's it called? He sprung off the rope and drills him with
the disaster kick or the Cody cutter.
No, the cutter. That's it. The Cody cutter. Jesus Christ, the names of his moves, man. When he did the cutter, it looked a bit like he missed it a bit, but it also looked like either AJ nearly injured himself or he oversold it. It was either one, I don't know. But it looked a bit tasty at the end. I don't know if that was meant to be or what. But honestly, the crowd on this match, even though they'd been going for all afternoon, you know what I mean, proper going at it, they saved their voices for the last match honestly, as well, which was crazy. It was good.
I'll put a note. So they had like loads, like near the end of the match, about the last 5 minutes, we had AJ like do a springboard 450 and then had that burning hammer from the 1 count. And like obviously Cody kicked out and was like doing the whole cup stuff, but the crowd were going mental. They're pointing their fingers, they were chanting. It was just unbelievable, like absolutely crazy scenes. I did put some notes on at the end here, though, that Cody was using the Kamaru arm lock that Brock uses.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And they had it for ages.
The Kimura.
Kimura, yeah.
Kimura?
Kiora?
Kiora. I'll be your dog. The Kimura lock. Kimura.
Yeah.
Yes, and he cinched that in tight as well. He wrapped his legs around him on that. I did notice
and
that.
And the commentators were kept saying that they didn't mention Lesnar, but they were saying, Cody had his arm broken by someone doing that same move as Cody putting it in his arsenal. And I wonder, maybe are they transitioning that to Cody as a finisher now, or is it?
Yeah, 100%. If that person who used to do it is not going to be around anymore, of course, like use that person's move.
Yeah,
it's kind of showing that. It's good.
It's a very protective move. It seems strange that they'd have Cody use it in a match, you know?
Well, it's character development as well. Yeah. It's like using a move of someone you faced before, and you're like, I've learned that, and I'm going to use it in my. But it's transitional basically. Yeah. But it's really cool if he's going to do that going forward. Yeah. And it probably means we're not going to see Brock anytime soon either. So there you go.
So yeah, that was really good. And
win both ways, right?
Exactly that. No, I thought he was really good. Adds a little something to him. And I did note as well that I think this has been the best AJ match that I've seen him in a long time. Like over the past few years, like it's just a really good match. So yeah, really happy with that.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 bits of, before we move on to other bits, there's 2 bits that we need to talk about. Mm-hmm. One, there was no Uncle Howdy, and everyone was very upset. Mm-hmm. I think that because when we were all watching it live while we were breaking, there's 9 minutes left, or there should be about 9 minutes left. Loads of time left.
Yeah, there was
loads of time left, and everyone was expecting an Uncle Howdy or a Bliss or the Rowan family, the Wyatt family to come out or something like that. Everyone was expecting something. And then when it cut to like the replays,
we had the copyright thing come up in the corner as well, and that normally means a Triple H post-match type of thing, you know? But yeah, nothing.
So I think everyone was slightly... I think people felt a bit cheated that it didn't happen, but I think you got more than enough in that show, to be honest. It was, even though it was a shorter show than normal, it was quite well packed in. And I still, personally, am not a massive fan of bringing that whole Wyatt thing back. I mean, I know it's going to happen and there's a lot of love for it, but Me personally, I don't need to see it again. And I know the thing is, it's going to homage.
It's a nostalgia thing
Bray.
now, isn't it? You know,
it is, but I'm not a massive fan of nostalgia acts, to be honest. And I think it's going to be a bit thin, because without Bray, I think it's going to be a bit thin unless that Uncle Howdy character, takes the ball and runs with it. I don't know. That whole thing was always built around the way that Bray Wyatt's mind works, and it was a very unique. I think Triple H, didn't he always used to say he's great, comes up with so many ideas, but it's just the implementation. What
can you
of those
translate
ideas,
onto telly?
Exactly. Stone Cold used to have the same. He used to have a million ideas, and only they always looked at him and said, "Well, how are we going to do that?" And it's like, "That's not my job, kid. Yours."
I'll give you the ideas and you crack on.
Exactly. And I think Bray had all of these in his head, but a lot of it didn't really translate, and I don't know another iteration of his ideas is going to work without him, to be honest. That's me being honest. I might be completely wrong.
Remember they
about
found all
it,
of Bray's notebooks, and they're going, "Oh, look, this is an idea on page 43. We could do that."
I don't know. I think it's just a way to homage it. Obviously, it's still very raw at the minute, and I think a lot of people just want to honour his memory. So I can see why they want to do that, and also give his brother another job, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he got unceremoniously fired before when he was Bo Dallas, so give him a job again. So we'll
see what happens.
And also WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
41?
41.
We're really bad with numbers. 41.
XXXX1.
XL1. Going to be in Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Ride like city, gonna set my soul on fire. I think that's a great shout, a great idea, great shout. I think you said earlier on, didn't you, they haven't been there since WrestleMania 9?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if they'd been there sooner, but that's the last one, and I googled it, and it was the last one, Caesar's Palace. So yeah, a long time.
So it makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Yep.
Like it really does make sense that. I mean, that if the infrastructure's there, why not? Why the hell not?
Yeah.
And everyone loves going to Vegas. I do have the green light to go if I want to, but
so do I. I was talking to Abby at the weekend. I was like, "Oh, it's been announced for Las Vegas next year." She said, "Do you want to go?" I was like, "Well, I haven't really got the money to." She goes, "Well, if you want to go, you can. We'll see what we can do." I was like, "Might be an idea. Might be my first Mania. You never know."
Yeah. That would be great. Like, if your first and last Mania is Vegas, I wouldn't say that that's going to be a bad WrestleMania.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So yeah, we'll see.
The thing is, it's like I would need to get my head around the fact. Like when I went in 28, it was just like one show. You know what I mean? Like I know they had the Hall of Fame and stuff like that, but it wasn't this big ass circus that it is now with all the shows and stuff like that. And I'm not sure I want to go there for that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck in watching like independent shows, 50 independent shows before Mania and stuff like that. I'd rather spend the time gambling, to be honest. So, put me on a poker table and let me go. But, I'd be happy. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. But yeah, I'm might be considering it here. So yeah, watch this space.
Cool, man.
So before we go into the Cardtricks breaks of the month and what they were the big pulls, we've done this last month about people's cards values up and down. The only one I've really kind of thought was Tiffany Stratton. I think there's a lot more eyes on her now, but I mean, her prices are already high.
Mate, her prices are so far off the planet. It's unreal. I've never seen like Alexa Bliss. I would say is the only thing is comparable, but I wouldn't say the sharp jump from, I wouldn't say zero, but reasonable price to astronomical price. I haven't seen the likes for a long time. So Yeah, I mean, she's not even in anybody's category at the minute. She's in her own little category, her own little world. So fair play.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if Tiffany is your PC, I'm very sorry for you, for your wallet.
I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
I was looking around earlier on at just her Prism, so her 2022 Prism card.
Yep.
I mean, even the base of those are going for double digits. Not massive double digits, but like you're talking like $12 to $15 recent sales.
Yeah, it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap.
PSA cards, like a 9 or a 10 of that Prism, are you talking like $160 at this point that sold over the weekend. So her stock is like just going up and up and up, and people are paying massive prices for base of her.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy. Other than that, I'm not sure. I mean, with Cody's prices generally for a man wrestler, his prices are quite high, and they've been high since his first card back.
Since he came back,
you remember
that Select,
his ringside. His ringside Select came out, and
that first sticker, it's the same image, and the sticker was going for £50, wasn't it, or thereabouts?
Well, I think the ringside came out first, and then the sticker came out, but it was the same image, and they were I mean, but his autos still go for a lot of money, and I think as a man wrestler. Having so much price on your autos is great because there's not a lot of men wrestlers who command such prices, right? Only the legends and very few of the currents. So good on him.
And I did have a quick look at AJ Styles. I know that his prices haven't really done much at all, but AJ, he's still about, it was
so cheap.
Yeah, there's been no increase in him at all. Like you can pick up his autos still for like $10-15. I think I might pick up some more AJ Styles stuff. I've got a couple of on-card stuff, but he's definitely, I think the career he's had, like it'd be nice to get a nice auto over a nice low-numbered one or something,
I've got a AJ to 10.
You got the best of British one, haven't you? Is it the best of British?
No, well, I've got that to 5, but I've got the AJ on-card gold to 10.
Oh, nice.
For Finest 2020. Yeah, Finest 2020. The original Finest.
Nice.
I'll put that on I'll dig it out and send you a picture of it, but it's amazing. It's the only real AJ card that I have in my set that I love. It's just unreal, basically. I got that when I first started collecting, really. So, no, really, really cool. It's just a shame his prices. I think he's signed so much, though.
That's
you know what
trouble,
I mean?
Yeah.
He's a bit oversaturated, isn't he? But I don't know. I think out of everyone who wrestled, I think the one I'd like to see the prices of over the next 6 months to a year, depending on what he does, is Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. Because he's very oversaturated with his stuff. But if he makes it big in the next year, which I'm still not sure if that's going to happen or not, but if he does, it'd be interesting to see what his prices are.
Especially those early tops ones, like those platinum set and stuff like that. Those early ones, yeah, definitely.
It would be very interesting to see if there's any uptick in it. I don't think it's going to go down, but it would be interesting to see if it ever goes up.
Mm. So yeah, I mean, there wasn't anyone else really there. I really sort of, I think, had that massive ripple effect. I think, Tiffany Stratton, I think it's just skyrocketing her really. So,
I didn't look at JW cards, but I think hers are quite consistent at the minute. I think everyone's just waiting for a WWE cards really. So,
which won't be too far away, hopefully.
Yeah.
So let's finish off then our little bonus episode then. So as we're going to do on each of these pay-per-view shows, we're going to do a recap of the big hits that Cardtrick have pulled on their breaks over the past month. So this is all for April. So last time around, we obviously had all the impeccable stuff, and then Chris has been working through sort of a variety of product really. So Lloyd, have you got the images there? If not, I've got them here. We can run through.
I do. I'll go through them all if you want. There's only 4 to go through, right?
Yep.
I only saw 4.
Big hits,
so. I'll just go through all 4. It's fine.
Yeah, okay, fine.
I'll go through it. You can talk about it. It's fine. So turn of the century, Rob Van Dam, 1 out of 1. We did talk about this on the show.
You did, yes. I was that.
It's the black 1 of 1 as well. Thoughts on this?
I mean, I think it's a nice card. I think what we mentioned on the pod as well, the story behind this. So it went to the same guy on consecutive days. I like this. I like this card. I think the Turn of Century are a nice autograph, actually. I think it's a really nice hit to have, actually.
I think it's honestly, I think it's a lovely card. I was very skeptical. I'm a skeptical bastard, but I was very skeptical of it because pictures of it, I don't think do any justice. When you've got it in hand, it looks so much better. My one criticism of it, and it's only, I don't care, it's a sticker, but they didn't, if they would have colour matched the stickers to the actual card, because the ink on this is blue and it's a black card, right? If they would have done black on black, blue on blue, red on red, etc., gold on gold, like they did with the pen pals and stuff, I think this would actually look a tiny bit better, but lovely cards. Right? You can't, it's a lovely card. Talk about the other 101 then. We talked about that 101. Let's go. I see them as one of the same because it went to the same person in 2 nights, right? So the Allure Colour Flow of Hangman Page. It's a superfractor, right? It's
pattern,
that's
it, pretty much.
Vinyl, gold vinyl, whatever you want to call it. What do you think of that?
I didn't mention it on the pod last week, but I do like a bit of Hangman Page cards. I do try and pick up a few bits and pieces. I really like this card. I think the image is really cool. I like how the colour flow actually has no colour to it. It's just the white. I think the white and gold just looks really nice. I think it would have been, if it had the colour flow behind him, I think that would have taken away from it being the gold. I think having it white just really pops that. I really like this card.
I don't know how it links in to the set, because although there's obviously 5 and this is the 6th one, right? So there's 5 that make up the colour flow, and there's the 1 of 1. I don't know what it looks like at the end of it.
No, I don't actually. I guess I could Photoshop.
It'd be interesting to see
what I can find online.
Have a go. I'm sure I've seen someone do it, but it's just always nice. I love a superfractor. I think they are the dominant cards within the hobby. If you had a choice between a black 1 of 1 or a superfractor 1 of 1, there's not even a choice. You know what I mean? It's a superfractor all the day. I think it really pops. I think it's really nice. I like the fact that it's not the autograph, because you get autograph versions as well, don't you? I like the base as well. I think is this a bit of a weird one to say, but I actually prefer, I think, base 101s to autograph 101s.
I feel we're getting the true card, aren't you, without the auto on it? I know it's nice having the auto, but I feel like having it there just looks like a pure superfractor. Like, as you know, most superfractors look like that. I don't know. I prefer it without as well, to be honest.
I don't know. It's a weird thing, isn't it? Let's do it. Let's poll it. Let's put out a poll and see what people like and what they don't. We can put it on basically everywhere.
Yeah, see what happens. Yeah, run it for
do you
until the next episode.
Prefer your 101s with an auto or just base? Yeah. We'll see. All right, cool.
I just wanted to ask you as well. So, you know the AW splat in the corner? I can't remember for the life of me. Are the colour flows all white as well, or is it only that 1 of 1 that's got the white splat? Because I thought that looks quite good as well, being gold and white and just the colours and that.
I think they've all got the splat.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've got the oh god, what's her name? Can't remember her name now. Used to be the TBS champion.
What, Willow?
No,
Julie Hart.
One before.
Chris Statlander.
That's her. Jesus Christ, I can't think of her name.
That's me going through my whole TBS lineage.
You know what I mean? I got just working back. I've got the 5 of her, and I'm pretty sure they're all like the same, but just different colours, basically.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The card is exactly the same all the way through. So, okay, cool. All right, Shayna Baszler certified 1 of 1 from 2022. Chronicles. not 2023, 2022.
2022,
I love the Chronicles 101s. I do. I think they're really nice. They're like a bluey, purpley colour, aren't
They've got
they?
like a pearlescent to them as well, which is nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're really nice. Honestly, I think I've only got one in my PC at the minute, but I'd love to get more certified 101s in my PC. What do you think as well, Shayna?
I think Shayna's stock's going up a little bit as well, actually. I think people have got a bit more eyes on her post Bloodsport, and, you know, there's obviously more eyes on her doing stuff in NXT and stuff now. I mean, I've been watching a few for the War Games PC, for those fully loaded cards of hers, and they're still pretty cheap, but I'm now actually wondering, do I want to grab those sooner rather than later off the watch list, because I can see them being snapped up. So we'll see. I think Shayna might be a dark horse later on this year. I think, depending on what they do with her, I think this might be a bit of a rejuvenation for her, but it's a nice card to have.
It's a weird one, because I've always liked her cards. Have always been quite nice. I like her autograph with the little spade in it and stuff. I really like Shayna. I always have done. She's a big fan of Warhammer 40k as well. So massive. Did you not see she wore a Blood Angels?
No way. No, I didn't realise.
Thing the other day. Yeah, even her gear has got some 40k to it as well. So she's a proper geek.
Yeah, nice.
Her and Cesaro are both into their 40k. Claudio. So I just think she's always had like the rough end of it all, really. I mean, let's not go too deep into it now, but I think she's always struggled, to be honest. But lovely card. And probably like the other big one to talk about is the Roman XR from Chronicles as well. 10 out of 10 bookend in the gold.
Yeah,
lovely.
Roman looking a badass.
I don't know where I stand with XRs, but obviously this is a lovely looking card. I like the fact that he's got his gold fist protector on as well. I think that really goes well with the card.
I was going to say,
but
because on first glance you think that's like tattooing, but yeah, it's that sort of natural colour fist thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's really good.
So lovely, amazing. Like pulls wise, he just goes from strength to strength. That boy, I tell you. Chris from Cardtricks is the hardest working breaker I know. It is ridiculous how much effort and time he puts in for this. It feels like he's doing it for all of us. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it feels like sometimes he's doing it for like a public service. It's crazy. He does so much work to make all this happen. So we do thank you a lot, mate, for all of that, because I think I've spent most of the weekend with you. I think I've spent more time listening to you than I have my wife this weekend on breaks and stuff like that. So, but it's been thoroughly enjoyable, and you've kept us all entertained. So thank you for that, mate.
I will just really quickly as well, just run through, because this will be obviously up on Tuesday night. So if you are looking for anything card tricks you want to do, so have a look over there. So he's got a break. Tomorrow's doing a Prism hobby. Again, as Lloydy said, trying to get this Colour Blast chase as these hobbies are going down. Thursday night at 9 o'clock, he's going to be ripping Undercard, and then you've got the Friday normal one, the Friday night breakdown. So he's going to be doing some bits and pieces on Friday as well. So every night for the rest of the week, there's stuff going on, to be honest. So yeah, do check out Card Tricks over on Whatnot. Lloydy, so what did you get up to this weekend with him then?
Well, lots of breaks, like lots of Prism breaks. You know, I love Prism 23 anyway. It's one of my favourite products from last year. Absolutely loved it. So he's been slowly breaking away into hobby and undercard. So I have managed in the last week to finish and I'll talk about more on our next show, but I managed to complete the undercard image variations.
I saw, yes.
Thank God. That's literally taken me a year to complete. So happy days. So happy with that. I did pull very, very a couple of tips. I can say tips like And these are stupid tips. Like if you're in a break and you're trying to get the spot that you want, put the right amount of money that you think you want to put on it. Don't just put a couple of quid on, and if someone snipes you, don't then complain you got sniped to the last minute. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want that spot, put the bit extra, put more on, put the bit extra in order to secure it, or become the sniper yourself.
Ooh.
Cop check other people, maybe, but I don't know, man. Like, I see it all so frequently at the minute that these spots, if you've got a spot and it's like a couple of quid, and you know that it's going to go for like 5, 6, even £10 more, then just get ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's obviously like, it's how much you want to pay to get those spots. But just the big spots are always going to be big. You're always going to have to pay big money for them. But I was sniping a few. I was doing a few cup checks on people across the weekend, and I did target one person, and that was Solo. So the thing is, I know I've done a lot of undercard breaks in the last year, and I know that Solo comes out as autographs in undercard quite a lot. So I knew he hadn't come out yet, so I poured quite heavily on Solo over the last couple of days, and then bingo bango, I got his undercard. Sadly, it wasn't the gold, but I could feel him coming, basically. But it's always the same character. Like, don't get me wrong, he pulled a Cody from the undercard, which was fantastic, right? Like, getting the superstars undercard Cody is amazing. So, but if it's legends, or generally it's NXT that come out of undercard, right? Yeah. And you're looking at like Faraz, Valentina Faraz? Yeah. Who was the other one? She's been let go. I can't remember her name. I can't remember. Lisa Lyon. Yes. Ulysses Lyon, that's her. People like that generally come out, and it's generally like the NXT people who are around to do autographs at the time. Who have plenty of time. So I think they were quite like stocky. So, but Solo is one of them. So if you're doing undercard breaks, always think, doing little tips here. I'm giving my secrets away.
I mean, I'm still trying to get that base set of the undercard actually as well. It's kind of like a little PC I'm trying to do on the side, because you gave me loads of them a long time ago.
I know. Very nice of me. Yeah. I can't believe I did that. But yeah, no. It's very difficult to achieve, because you only get a couple of undercard cards per pack, because the rest of it's just base, right? Yeah. So, or hits. So it's really hard to actually complete. I don't know what they go for on Conceit though, mate. No,
I mean, I have got it kind of like on the to-do list. It's not on the top of the list. AEW is still that top, but yeah, I mean, I will get around to do it, definitely.
Let's
go donuts.
Yeah, so the undercard is great. I love undercard. It definitely scratches an itch, and I do think the Disco Donuts, as we call them, I know they're not Disco Donuts, but I do think they're probably one of the nicest Prism cards that they did, to be honest. And when it comes to hobby, there's no rules on hobby. Everything goes out the friggin' window with hobby. You can get whatever you get, basically. Yeah. So the prices are going to go up with the Colour Blast spots, because I think that he's got 4 boxes left. Okay. And the Colour Blast hasn't been hit. So every Colour Blast spot now is going to be going up and up and up, because people want that Colour Blast.
Yeah. Here you go.
Well, if you hit that Hogan, it's like £1,000 card, crazy, right? So it's jackpot money, really.
So cool. All right then. Well, I think we'll finish up that bonus episode, Lloydy. Cool. We'll see you here for episode 50 next week. So look out for that.
Yes.
Just a reminder for anyone who wants to catch up with what's been going on the feed this past week. Lots of content gone up. So we had our second session up with Daniel B from W Home Video. That's up there. We've had the first 4 contestants up for Ringmaster. We'll have contestant number 5 up tomorrow.
That's amazing. Who's number 5?
Trav. So Trav's going to have his episode up tomorrow. So,
aren't you recording it tomorrow as well?
I'm a busy man, mate. No hanging around with me.
Mate, you're going to be, yeah. Because he's been talking to me about it today and he's quite scared.
Yeah, well, you should be.
Obviously.
No, it's all right.
This is going to come out. This is going to come out afterwards anyway. So it's like,
is it? Are you sure?
I don't know. You're going to get out tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing that tonight. Yeah, I'm doing it tonight.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Trav. Trav, you'll be fine.
So I'm talking to Trav first thing in the morning, and then that'll be up tomorrow afternoon. So yeah.
I've told him if he doesn't know the answer, just say Bam Bam Big.
Be like that bloke on Family Fortunes. A turkey. Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah.
If you don't know what that is,
Why
look
not?
it up. So look out for that on the feed tomorrow. And other than that, we'll see you for episode 50. As always, if you want to come and join the Facebook group, come do that. If you want to come and join the Card Tricks community, as always, do go and check that out. We're on their own chat. We've got the break chat. If you want to become a VIP, there's a separate chat for that. Sales, there's Razzes, all sorts of stuff going on over in that community. So do go and check that out. If you need a link, send me a request or Lloydy a request and we'll get you in there. And that's it.
Wrestle crates, everything that can be sold as a wrestling product. That it's all part of the family, I think, to be honest, at the minute. So yeah, amazing.
Cool. And say Card Tricks have got all the partnerships, as Lloyd said, with WrestleCrate and stuff, and there's all different discount codes to get you freebies and stuff. So definitely worth having a look 100%. If you've not been on there yet. And we'll see you for the big 5-0 next week. Yeah,
I think it's going to be us reminiscing of our 50 glorious episodes that we've done, but we've had some real funny shit happen, to be honest. So really looking forward to it. It's gonna be funny. I might be slightly drunk for it as well. Get Drunk Lloydy out for a couple of hours maybe for a 50th anniversary, you know. But no, I really look forward to
That'd
it.
Be cool.
Yeah. We seem to have a lot of milestones.
They come around quickly, though, don't they? Jesus Christ!
But comical ones. But this is a proper milestone for us. So looking forward to it, man.
Cool. All right, Lloydy, send us on our way home. Then we'll see you next week.
See you guys. Bye. See you guys. See you, Jamie. Bye. And fuck John Cena. It's like I'm talking to John Cena. And hi guys. Fuck John Cena. Fuck him.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Join Cardtricks UK on Whatnot Daily, your only stop for regular wrestling breaks in the UK. Ooh, Chris, Casper, and the team welcome you to join the hunt for rare autographs, relics, and one-of-ones from wrestling stars past, present, and future. What you gonna do, brother?